This is the Why the Hell podcast with Ty and Ken. And we are proud to say we are brought to you by thegamingcorner.org.
Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down.
So, what's up, podcast people? Ooh. You better get ready to. Hey, what up, Kenny Castro, baby?
What up? How's it been?
Long. Yo, how's it been? Yo, tell the people where you was at, bro.
Man, where wasn't I feel? I spent a couple days in Atlanta, spent a couple days in Orlando, spent the day in Miami. I was out here in Miami. I was out here like Mr. 305. I was looking for Pitbull so we can hang out for the day. Couldn't find them.
You say you too broke out here in these streets, dog.
I guess so. I guess he hasn't heard the podcast yet.
But yeah, man, we took a little break. Kenny was doing a family thing. Appreciate you guys who checked out that video of Kenny being petty, like always. The price is right, son. No shame in this game. But yeah, man, I'm happy to be back, bro.
I know. Took the week. We were like, all right, when I get back, we'll find the day, get together, record the podcast, get back to it, and keep the momentum going.
Exactly. We don't want to fall off like we did last year.
Nah, we don't. We don't want that.
So this week we kind of have a loose topic. We unfortunately aren't the most prepared for this. I apologize to the viewers, but we're kind of getting back on track, kind of seeing still what direction you want to take the podcast. So a little bit later, we'll just talk about, getting out of your comfort zone, and we'll each give one thing that we're going to do for the next 30 days to get out of said comfort zones, or at least try to anyway. Don't be major things, but we'll talk about that again. But yeah, Kenny, what do you want to start off with, man?
So I definitely want to start off with, just some filler, get everybody caught up with a couple things that has happened within the last week.
Okay.
So I want to point out that I had something really good happen. Not sure how it's gonna pan out. Like you were saying, maybe if it was, I had one person say maybe, dude played you. It ain't really happening. At the end of the day, the gesture is what mattered. I was exhausted from flying to Atlanta. It wasn't like I went to Atlanta for fun or anything like that. I went out there to go get my grandmother, bring her back up to Mass so she could do her appointments. And, she was there for like a month and a half, staying with my mother, and she's ready to come back and stay up here. So I was really running on barely any sleep. First night in, I flew in. I was already at the airport at 4 a.m. Anybody that knows me, I'm gaming until like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. most nights. So I was running on no sleep. Didn't sleep on the airport in the air ride, right in the flight. And when I thought I was gonna nap in Atlanta.
Pause.
What's up?
Did you just call that shit an air ride?
Air ride.
Continue.
Yeah. All right. So. Right after my air ride, I thought I was gonna get a nap in Atlanta, and of course that didn't happen. Family, my mom was all over me. It was like, oh, are you hungry? And I'm like, yo, we just went for breakfast. Oh, I'll make a burger. I'm like, how many times can I eat? I'm exhausted. I just want a nap. And then it was like, do you need sheets? I'm like, do you need sheets to sleep? I'm like, yo, it's like 100 degrees in Atlanta. I don't need sheets. Can you turn on the AC, the fan, something? I'm dying here. Right? It was just, she was kind of smothering me, but I was like, what? I'm not gonna get annoyed. It's not like she lives up north anymore. So I get it, right? But that first day, did not sleep. 10 o'clock came. I'm trying to watch that Bucks Philadelphia game. No, Bucks Nets game, right? And completely just fell asleep midway through the game. And I was like, all right, Bucks winning. End up finding out KD went off for like 49 points. So of course I missed that performance, and they won that, and the Nets won that game. So I was like, wow, of course I didn't get to sleep on that, and I missed that game. But on the way back, right, trying to get to the actual story. On the way back from Atlanta, got the wheelchair service for my grandmother. This guy, works for Delta, Howard. Good looks, big ups to Howard, right? And we're sitting there talking. He tells me, "Oh, you remind me of a high school classmate I had. Dude went on to become a doctor. Good dude, all this stuff. You look like him." And we're all talking. And then, he asked me, he's like, "Hey, what you do for work?" And I explained to Howard, I run a homeless shelter, right? We help families get into apartments, help with their rent for the year, trying to get them into a situation where they don't come back into the shelter, right? And by the end of it all, he was like, "Listen, I see how you are with your grandmother and the things you're doing for work and all this stuff." He's like, "I got 3 buddy passes left for the year. One of them is for you. Take my number, call me, wherever you want to fly, you just tell me. It's done, paid for." And I was like, astonished. And like I said, even if it doesn't pan out to anything, who knows, right? The fact that gesture made that trip where I was exhausted, tired, and really running on empty, made it completely worth it to hear somebody be like, "Listen, like, I see the good in you." And that made me feel good. I think I care more about how I felt after the gesture than the actual gesture itself. Even if I don't end up flying nowhere for the rest of the year and I don't call Howard to set that up, I'm just thankful for what he said and how he approached it.
That's what's up, man. Again, like you said, it's more about how you feel, whether it pans out or not. It's still a good gesture, still good to hear. You know what I mean? I'm glad that's what you got from the situation. I'm really upset with you that you still call that shit an air ride. Like, you're not almost 30 years old and don't know that shit's called a flight, but I digress. Yeah, man, I'll kind of give you my update of what's been going on over the past week and a half. Absolutely nothing. I tried to get an anime. I tried to watch something on Netflix called Ragnarok something.
Record of Ragnarok. Anybody that wants to check it out.
Nah, that shit should be called One Blonde Chick with the Biggest Fucking Anime Boobs in the World for absolutely no reason. By the way, why are anime chicks so fucking dope, though? I'm just saying, like, the proportions on anime chicks are absolutely ridiculous. But, anywho, they had Thor in there, or some character of Thor. This motherfucker had red hair and did some, like, lean back with it type move. And I couldn't really get into it. I like anime, but like I like somebody telling me like, "Yo, Todd, this what happened in this anime." I can't really be getting in you know what I mean, like the storylines of anime. I start poking holes in the shit. It just start getting weird. And yeah, anime is very like borderline pornish, weirdish, cartoonish. I don't know, I'm just saying we never about it. But so that was like the extent of my week. Also caught up on the show called Black Summer. It's like set with these World War Type Z type zombies. I know I just said type like 2 times, but type it out. Anyway, I gotta stop saying right? But I just want to say, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse and there's World War Z type zombies, I'm dead. Kill me right away. I'm on the nearest bridge. I'm jumping off the shit. Because that shit is impossible to survive. And even if you do survive, it's the most unenjoyable fucking thing ever. Like, I'm watching the shit. Motherfuckers reanimate right away. Then they full on sprint and they can't get tired because they're fucking zombies. So it's not like gonna go, nah. Then you get fucking tired because shit is just ridiculous. And I just want to say, this is whoever scientists out there in your lab fucking up shit and about to cause zombie apocalypse, just make sure that it doesn't cause World War Z type zombies, because I at least want a chance to survive. You know what I mean? Like, I need some stupid ass zombies that go, ooh. I don't need a motherfucker. That shit, and that's just scary as fuck. Like, imagine you just be chilling, you finally catch your breath, and next thing you know, your boy got scratched because motherfucker unathletic. Then you sitting there chilling with him, and he like, and then, you know what I mean? It's just not enjoyable. I want my zombie apocalypse to be enjoyable, is what I got from my week.
Damn, why you calling him Vic out like that?
I was actually thinking about you because I feel like you'd be the motherfucker to get scratched and then not tell anyone, and they just had a whole group fucked up. Also, I gotta point out too in the show, not to give away any spoilers, because I mean most people ain't watching shit anyway. But there is an episode in the show, a part in the show, where this lady kills this dude on purpose in the middle of a fucking zombie, like apocalypse club, but these people are alive, and then this motherfucker reanimates right away, and then causes whole fucking mayhem within his club, and a whole another zombie outbreak. And her boyfriend dies as a result, and she gets sad. Bitch, you stabbed this nigga for no reason and caused the zombie apocalypse in this said club. You don't set it off and expect for nothing to happen. You didn't tell your boyfriend, hey, I'm about to stab a nigga. There might be some zombies as a result. That shit really pissed me off. I'm just saying, don't be crying if you out here starting shit in a zombie fucking club.
All right. So let's not start shit in no zombie clubs.
Or at least warn somebody if you're gonna set shit off. That's the moral of the story. If you're gonna set shit off, warn somebody. Otherwise, if that person that you love died as a result, I don't want to see no tears.
What if she regretted her decision?
We all regret our decisions, Kenny. We're fucking human. We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
All right, you got a point there. So that was, Ty's recap of his emotional distress of watching Black Summer, right?
Uneventful week, yes. Oh, wait, by the way, if you haven't watched Wish Dragon, it's actually not a bad movie. I don't have any kids, and I don't have any sibling, and I should have just said siblings, but I don't have any little kids to watch this with. So me watching by myself felt a little weird. But I'm just saying, these movies be kind of funny. If you haven't watched Malcolm and the Machines or Michael and the Machines, or whatever it's called,
the Mitchells versus the Machines, right?
Yeah, bro, it'd be
that movie was hilarious.
So I told my coworkers, they looked at me like, "Why are you watching this movie?" And I looked at them like, "Why are you not watching it?"
Exactly.
And it's 5-second awkward stare where we was just like, "Yeah, I'm just saying these movies be kind of fire." So
they 100% fire.
Over that next Fast and the Furious, where this motherfucker catches a whole car.
He caught the car, right? And they're halfway to the space, right? In that movie.
Oh, that's right. The trailer does show these So is that a preview just saying, yo, we're really about to go to space?
I think so.
If you start racing cars in space, I'm done.
Imagine they racing on the moon.
Okay, so here's my theory, right? I don't want nobody else to steal this. We got video fucking footage. I said this shit first. So you remember how Tesla launched that fucking Tesla into space, right?
Yep.
What if Dominique Toretto needs a car in space and can't find one, right? And he's in a fucking intergalactic race with some aliens, and they're like, we're racing for fucking planets. And
not pinks no more. The pinks are the planets.
Planets. And it's like the fucking rock of the fucking solar system just out there like, yo, you about to fucking die. I got you, Dominic Toretto. You don't got a car. And then as these fucking last minute hope, that Tesla just floats by. Boop, 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 boop. And Dominic just hops in the fucking Tesla and just and he be like, you owe me a 6 moon planet, motherfucker. Yo, the producers for fucking Fast and the Furious, shout out. Call me. I'll get my people to contact you. I know I got these fucking great ideas. I'm on a fucking pre-workout right now. So
didn't you say you're on a pre-workout and a Monster at the same time?
No, I didn't want to stop my heart before the podcast. I figure I'll try it another time when I don't have a podcast because I don't want to cardiac arrest in front of y'all. And y'all be like, oh shit, he's dead. Even though that'd probably be great content and we'd probably get a shit ton of views. I should have thought about that beforehand, but maybe next time I'll try to Monster with the pre-workout and then see if our views increase. And then hope I survive to do it again.
Wow. As I want to put a disclaimer, please don't try that at home. We are not responsible for your choices after listening to this podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, I have to question your choices already. But please do not mix a Monster and pre-workout. All right?
So, okay. This leads to another thing. Should there have to be a video disclaimer that says, like, hey, this video is not responsive for your actions? Like, I'm not telling you to go out and try this shit. But I'm saying, like, why the fuck do I have to tell you, hey, don't mix Monster with pre-workout? Like, Who the fuck is the idiot being like, well, they did this on this video, so I'm gonna do it. I'm just saying, there shouldn't have to be fucking disclaimers for shit like that. But I'm saying, why not try it? Because it seems like a lot of these videos that make like top 10, top 15 on YouTube is motherfuckers trying dumb shit like mixing fucking pre-workout and Monster and probably a little bit of Coke. And then with the thumbnail, like, I'm just saying, bro, the thumbnail definitely be like, you know what I mean? And then it'd be like, oh shit, he's doing Coke. I gotta try it. And then you know what? It don't even be Coke. This motherfucker's different pre-workout. And then you gotta watch 10 minutes of the fucking video before you actually get to what the fuck the thumbnail is about. And it's not even this. I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah, I already did the disclaimer before you went on your rant, so I'm not gonna do it again. But once again, the fact that you're watching or listening, I question you already. But we appreciate your presence. Appreciate you as an audience, but we do question it.
100%. If you're listening to this, even if you listen to only 3 minutes of this video, there's something wrong with you. You're just as fucked up as we are, and thank you for joining us. And this is going to be a community of fucked up people. You're welcome. We are your leaders. Come to us to drink the Kool-Aid. Is that too soon to say that? Can I say that? I feel like that's say that.
That is a little too soon. You know what? We're gonna dedicate a whole episode to cults and cult leaders one of these days.
Can we definitely make that
the Kool-Aid
episode?
Yeah, we can make that the next episode. Talk about the Kool-Aid and.
I think we had this discussion briefly, but we're gonna dive into it. We don't want to give away too much of the shit.
No, we don't. We don't.
I tell you what, it's not too soon to talk about. Just to touch on it, is how fucking DeAndre Ayton put his nuts on Zubac's fucking back for the win. Zubac's got no hops.
Yeah, he looked like me getting off the floor when we're playing basketball.
None. And then, so I gotta ask you, is there anyone more short-tempered than fucking DeMarcus Cousins in the NBA history?
No one. I feel like DeMarcus Cousins is ready to fight somebody. DeMarcus Cousins walks into the arena ready to fight the refs before the game starts.
But I don't understand why DeMarcus Cousins is always so upset. Like, even if it's a blatant foul, he'll be like, and then you'd be like, yo, you fouled him. He'd be like, nigga, I ain't fucking fouled nobody. And it'd be like, but you did, though. Like, I just don't understand. And then, like, after the game, you know, he pushed light-skinned ass fucking Devin Booker. Like, that was going to do something. You didn't push DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton was the one who put his nuts on your boy's back. Yep. Why you push Devin Booker? His nose is already fucked up. Leave him alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can we talk about how that team got a couple bullies? Because it's DeMarcus Cousins and Rajon Rondo. They just looking to start stuff all the time.
It's the biggest bully of them all.
And Patrick Beverly. And Patrick Beverly. Yeah.
I seen Pat Bev yesterday. He was on one of these fucking inbound
and one of the Morris brothers, right?
Yeah, and one of the Morris brothers.
So that's just a team of goons.
Listen, I'm not talking bad about any of these dudes, by the way. This is a disclaimer. I don't want none of y'all showing up where I live. I ain't about that life. Y'all all seem like some fake gangsters, gangsters.
They're not about to Kwame Brown you.
No. I don't need that shit. I'm a broke ass nigga. I know what I am. Ugly motherfucker, whatever. But I seen a play yesterday where on the inbounds, you know what I mean, Pat Beverly was yelling at his own teammates. He fucking took fucking Nicholas Batum, was like, get the fuck over here, and then put him there. And I was like, yo, these are some goony goons.
Yeah, man.
And then when did braids come back? The braids, is that a thing again?
Yo, I don't know.
See, I got a theory, Kenny. I got these theories that be popping in my head during these podcasts.
We're ready to hear it.
So the internet straight fucking flamed your boy yesterday, Paul George, for missing those 2 free throws, right? But I think Paul George needs to be given some slack.
100%.
And I'm going to tell you why. No one's really considered this. ESPN, you're not going to get this from ESPN. You're not going to get this from Fox Sports. So I'm going to give it to you real right here. if anyone's ever had braids, them shits can be kind of tight on your head, right? So what I think happened is he had got his hair done before the game, and all game he's just been kind of dealing with like that head tightness. You know what I mean? Like, especially if she doing it right, because I know it's a she. I know if she doing it right, like sometimes she can get down to the fucking scalp. You know what I mean? And he's probably just dealing with it, and then he had the pressure of having to hit 2 free throws on top of the fucking pressure that's already on his cranium, like the physical fucking pressure of them braids. And I think what happened was he just focused on the wrong thing and tightened up. And I don't blame him, because what are you going to do? It's either you got fucked up braids that niggas crack on, or you missed 2 free throws. And I think if you ever had braids or hair, any sort, their hair comes first. And I want to say, I'm sorry to Paul George. You probably should have just left your shit out, have it in a Jufro, maybe I wouldn't have lost.
Cool. I will say, we're on the topic of Paul George missing those 2 free throws, right? As much as the internet was flaming him, let's not forget that without him, they wouldn't even have been in that position to be up by 1 point.
Niggas forget so quick.
Yeah. Took them 10 seconds to forget the amount of time it took for him to miss both free throws.
Because it's Paul George right now and a bunch of dudes. I'm gonna be honest, it's Paul George and a bunch of, oh, you still in the league?
And let's be honest, 70% of the playoffs people were all pandemic P because he's not doing anything. Kawhi went down and Paul George said it's time to ball out.
And you know what I hate the most? I won't name his name. He will never listen to this. But I had one of my boys tell me that the Clippers have one of the best rosters, if not the best rosters left in the playoffs. This is what he said.
Who said that?
Listen, I'm not naming his name.
No.
When he said that, I said, "Whoa,
no. Here, nobody gets skated by as anonymous. You got to put it out there, because if it was Brother B, he's getting flamed. If it was the chef, he's getting flamed. If it was fitness model Ant, he's getting flamed. Or if it's our resident. Crazy take, Ricky, then I'm not surprised.
Listen, I ain't naming no names. Mama ain't raised no snitch.
He smiled too hard at the end, so it was Ricky, and Ricky's the same person that said, was it Lou Williams? He said Lou Williams is. He said Lou Williams is better than Steph Curry. He just doesn't have the same usage.
Come on. Repeat that again.
Ricky said that Lou Williams,
Lou, 6th man of the year, Lou Williams.
6th man of the year.
Respect on his name. Okay.
Magic City Wings with Lou Williams.
NBA veteran Lou Williams.
Exactly. Is better than the chef Steph Curry.
2-time MVP.
3-time champion.
One of the greatest shooters in NBA history.
The greatest, in my opinion. Right? Is better than Steph Curry. He just doesn't have the same usage as Steph.
I mean, that makes tons of sense.
All right, guys. And this is where the podcast ends. Wait.
I got another hot take. Since we're just throwing shit out there, Doug McDermott. One of the best NBA players in history who just hasn't got a chance. Listen,
did he say
could
that?
be LeBron James.
Did he say that as well? Did he say that as well?
No, I said that. That's my take.
Okay.
I just want to say hot take since we're throwing shit out.
Listen, because he said some hot stuff talking about J.R. Smith and Swaggy P being top shooting guards in the league when they were in the league.
Listen, I just don't want Ricky coming to watch this video and coming to fight me. I don't want no smoke with anyone who's below the height of 5'6". They don't stop.
Listen.
They're just mean and they're relentless.
If he truly said that the Clippers had the best roster left in the playoffs, then he needs to be flamed for his takes. And that's as simple as that. We don't let up. Just like I want to point out right here, right now, that our glorified bandwagon friend, who jumps on every bandwagon possible, got stuck behind with the Brooklyn Nets. And he hasn't replied in the group chat after the next loss. He put it on mute. He's ignoring it because he knows he's about to get flamed.
So that's a good topic. Kind of transition to bandwagons. So I watched that video last week of you and your family, your lovely family, eating at the table, looking like you're having some fun and whatnot. Now look, I see you in a Seahawks jersey.
Okay.
And I look in the background and it's a New Orleans Saints flag. And you're a New Orleans Saints fan, as anyone knows.
Yep.
So can you explain to the people why the fuck you had a Richard Sherman jersey?
So,
who never played for the Saints?
All right, I'm gonna break it down for you real quick, right? Everybody that may know me or will get to know me knows how much of a shit talker I am and the level of trolliness I bring to everything I do, every aspect of my life, right? And when Richard Sherman joined the Seahawks, right, and seeing him play for a couple seasons, I was like, yo, this guy, the way he approaches this game, I like him. And who didn't like the Legion of Boom when it was happening, right? Not bandwagoning. I wasn't out here pulling for them over my Saints, right? I was heartbroken when Beast Quake happened in New Orleans, right? When he trampled over all my Saints players on his way to a touchdown. I wasn't out here torn between two sides. I was heartbroken because it happened, right? I wasn't happy. But, we can have jerseys of players that aren't on our teams, right? I don't join a team for a player like other people around here, especially a scrub player at that, aka a la people who become Browns fans, not because of OBJ, not because of anybody else, but because of Baker Trashfield, right?
Well, time out. Yes, I know we boys, and I know we're doing this podcast together, but in the name of Baker Mayfield, I'll slap the shit out of you. You know how it is. I don't take no Baker Mayfield slander, no Justin Bieber slander. Them two things don't happen on my watch.
Listen.
So keep talking spicy about my boy Baker. I'm going to come see you.
Bieber can get his peaches from wherever he wants, right? And
he gets his shit down from Georgia. That's it. He already told y'all niggas where he get them from. That's it.
Wherever he wants to get it from. Wherever he wants to get them from, right? And two, Baker is trash. We know that. You know that. You're in denial.
So next week when we do this podcast and you got a black eye, I want everybody to know I gave that shit to him because he was talking spicy about Baker.
Listen, I'm gonna let everybody know. On my block, got a lot of older white people. So if he's arrested and I'm doing a podcast solo next week, or I got a special guest, realize he showed up talking spicy, and my neighbors called the cops on him.
You know what? That's why you don't wear underwear, yo. I'm gonna say it on wax. That's why your dirty ass don't wear underwear. Everybody needs to know that shit. Baker wear underwear. I wear underwear. Civilized people wear underwear. Your dirty ass don't wear no fucking drawers. And the people need to know. You want to come at Baker and Justin Bieber, motherfucker? I'm gonna air it all out, just like your nuts, nigga.
Listen. My nuts get
I'm trying to explain that shit. Just let that shit simmer. Like your fucking dirty ass, stinky nuts.
Listen. Wow, the disrespect out here.
I better have that shit in a short too, Kenny. I want the world to know your ass don't wear no fucking drawers, yo.
Listen, I let it hang. What you want me to do?
No bullshit. I hope we get big enough where we get some real listeners who fucking just in the thousands, and we get that one listener who sends you shit. You know how you get big and people start sending you shit. I also want to send you some fucking Fruit of the Loom pack of fucking underwear too. That's my dream for this podcast. that somebody sends this man a fucking pack of Fruit of the Loom. What size you wear? We probably wear extra large. You wouldn't even know because you don't wear fucking underwear. How about someone just send this man every fucking size and then see what the fuck he wears?
Well, we know I'm not fitting anything lower than a large. All right.
How would you know? You don't wear any fucking underwear, motherfucker. You wouldn't know.
I'm a big dude. I'm not fitting into a small. Got a whole lot of package to like hangs tied. You can't be cramping in there. And I've already committed to. I told Cyron for his fantasy football league. If I win it, I'm about to take a video in a Speedo where everybody's money is in ones and send it to the whole league.
So here's the thing about Cyron's league. Is that sounds all well and good, but you're not going to get your money. You're not getting a full amount. So I don't understand what money you're going to be taking ones with. You're going to take a loan out from your bank because you ain't getting the money inside because he'll never collect the money from nobody.
Yo, not going to lie. People were at his house talking about, I pay him after I find out whether or not I make the playoffs or not. And I was like, what? People, am I one of the only people that pays prior to the season starting?
Motherfucker, you're one of the people who didn't pay it a few years ago. I'm still waiting for my money.
What are you talking about? I've always paid.
Oh, you didn't. You know how I know you don't always pay? Because Cy was like, yo, Kenny hasn't fucking paid. And that's the year I won. I'm still waiting on fucking $400 from that league that I'm never going to get.
What are you talking about? I paid last year and I paid every single year before that.
Listen, our listeners don't want to hear about how petty motherfuckers is, all right? I'm just saying, I need my $400, you dirty, stinky fucking...
So, here, check it. Cy is holding out on you then, because that league where I paid late, I went and paid. That was when Cy was still at Texas Roadhouse, wasn't it?
I plead the fifth.
Exactly. I showed up at the restaurant and I paid him in front of all the employees.
Oh, like I said, I ain't get my money, so you're not getting your money, so we ain't about to see your dirty ass in a Speedo.
Okay.
Now, let's get to the main event of the podcast.
All right.
So this week, I kind of talked with Kenny, and I was like, yo, I finally gave country music a shot. I was riding down the road. It was sunny. I got a sunroof now, so I was like 16 sitting on the back rows, and I wasn't on the back rows. I ain't have 16 or nothing, but it just hit me differently. And I was like, yo, I've always kind of, been hard on country music. And I feel like I'm in this bubble lately where I haven't really gave a lot of things a chance. And I've been real closed off. So I was like, yo, Kenny, how about we each take 30 days and do something that kind of we haven't done or makes us, a little uncomfortable. And then report back to the podcast about how it's gone in 30 days with some type of proof. So that's where we're going to take the podcast right now. It's kind of telling you what our plans are for these 30 days. It doesn't have to be anything major, but yeah. So Kenny, we'll start off with you. What do you have for the next 30 days that you're going to do to make yourself uncomfortable, shake life up a little bit?
I think one thing I want to do is it's kind of like I'm in to take myself out of the comfort zone. Everybody knows, we talk about it all the time, how overweight I've gotten, right? And I use the excuse of being busy all the time, right? To not do anything. And maybe the most physical activity I may get sometimes, and when we go play basketball, and even at that, I'll have people like Ty talk about, yo, you don't leave from your 3 feet, right? You just plant trees in your 3 feet. So I think one of the things I was thinking for the next 30 days, actually weighing myself. I've never seen that number in a couple years. So I think that's because it's one of those, like, it's high, but seeing it is different than having it in your head, like being like, yeah, I know I'm heavy. And actually seeing it is like the realization, like making it true, and having to deal with it. So I want to take myself out of the comfort zone. I'm weighing myself. Make some progress, eat a little better, actually get out there walking with the dog. The weather's good. Walk with the dog, maybe try and jog a little bit and see where I'm at in 30 days, see what that number looks like again, right before the next podcast. That 4 or 5 episodes down.
Huh? I like that. And again, I'm going to hold you to that. So we'll see. It'd be kind of cool if maybe every day you take your weight and then kind of record it and then kind of see how you progress. I know that's a big step, but if we're going to do it, why not do it right? You know what I mean? Why shortchange ourselves and shortchange the podcast?
You're right. So, what are you committing to for the next 30 days, except for listening to country and listening to the Big Purr?
That's the stupidest shit ever.
That's my.
Is it Big Purr? Is it Big Purr? Like, are we cold? Like, what the fuck? Are we petting a cat?
I've committed to the fact that it's the Big Purr. I told Cyron.
There's a song called Big Purr, but there's also another song where he goes Big Burr. So I'm totally confused about which one Cy's saying. And
well, he says he's not saying Big Purr. He's actually mad at me because I spent the whole afternoon at his house talking about, oh, that chicken looks perfect.
And the petty crown goes to Kenny Castro. Yay! Woo! Fucking petty ass. Wow. Well, mine was gonna be just something soft, like listening to a country song every day. I don't really have anything else in mind. I've always kind of viewed country as being like a really racial thing, and I've always been like, fuck country music sucks, which I still stand by because I can't relate to the shit, and I still think country music is like one of those things that white people hold on to be like, this is ours, but they don't really say that. So I think that's gonna be my thing. Is every day I'm gonna listen to at least one country song.
Or you gonna just put a country playlist on shuffle and whatever lands it lands?
Whatever it lands, it lands. Maybe I'll listen to a few, maybe I'll listen to one, but I'm gonna write down every day at least one country song that I've listened to that day. And then I'll kind of review my favorite maybe go over top 10.
Okay.
In the next days, and kind of if I take some type of lesson from it, I do. If not, you know what, then I'm better off for it. So that'll be my thing.
I hope you come across the one that's like, she likes my big pickup truck or big red pickup truck, or that one's real popular with the crowd.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird ones that are popular with the crowd. A lot of them have to do with drinking, and I don't drink either, so I think that's another reason. I'm just like,
I feel like you would love country music if they were talking about mixing Monster and pre-workout.
Oh, I'm just saying, why is this? I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person who does it.
I think you are, because everybody else that's tried are in obituaries right now.
Like I told Cyron earlier, we all gotta die at some point. You know what I mean? So like, if that's the way I go, at least it's memorable.
I don't know if it's memorable in the good way. Gotta really, really think about that. I'm gonna have to give you a eulogy. I had to mention about how stupid the idea of mixing Monster and pre-workout was.
That's all right, because I'll be dead, so it's not like it matters to me. I mean, the people who care about me might have something to say about you, but they're very few and far between. So
and at that point in time, I'm gonna be out there remixing it, telling outlandish ways you were born. Your mom might be like, that never happened. I'm like, born in Tijuana, Mexico.
So, as I started this job in the ICU, I've realized how important things like plan of care are, and having some type of laid out plan set forth for if something happens to you, like how you want to go and what you want done with your material, things of that nature.
Is this the moment you're gonna come out and tell me you want to give me the power of unplugging you?
No, this is the moment where I've increasingly realized that one of the things that I have to do is create one of those plans, and in that plan, make sure the number one item is higher security to keep Kenny away from everything Tyrell Jordan Brown once I am deceased. He is not to be near my children, my funeral, any of my family members. he's not allowed to utter my fucking name without paying a fucking fine or being fucking eligible to be sued. Like, that is the number one item. Number two is I deal with whether I want to donate my organs and shit like that, whatever. But no, the number one is make sure this motherfucker has nothing to do with me, because it will just turn uglier than what it already is.
Wow. I don't know what kind of monster you think I am. I don't know how to feel about that.
I feel like when it comes to me, you just turn up the monsterness. Like, you're just like, let me get this straight. Wait, I'm the rookie. By the way, is that one of the best verses in hip hop history? Like, I feel like if you say that around, like, you know, people don't normally listen to hip hop, or people are like hardcore hip hop fans. Yep. It's like one verse that brings people together.
It does. It does.
Hey, that verse is a fucking monster with no point intended.
Nice.
And my feature so 10 times I pay. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm good.
So,
but yo,
that is, you know, we're gonna edit that out. I'm gonna edit it so that it's a video footage of Ty saying that he wants me everywhere around his funeral, around his kids, his family. He wants me to utter his name all the time after he's gone. Watch out for that edit. That'll be a short on YouTube, so that'll be video proof when I go to in front of the judge to request that I am able to do the eulogy. That most of his positive assets be transferred to me after he's gone. That I get to name any unborn child that is in the womb if at the time of his death. So if that by any chance he goes into the night, right, and his wife, girlfriend, mistress, whoever is pregnant at the time, I get to name the baby.
So that's how I know that this shit ain't never gonna happen, because if anyone knows me, they know I ain't never gonna have no wife, mistress, girlfriend, anything like that again, because me and women just don't vibe. Like, I don't know what it is.
You're gonna adopt with your male partner unborn babies.
I'm the fuck down. I love them. They just love me in a weird way. They only love me when I'm in a relationship, but when I'm not, it's just like, you fucking got cooties. Weird. But yeah, man, I want nothing. I want you to have nothing to do with me when I'm deceased, or my assets.
I just want you to know, right? If at the moment that you go silently into the night, you have an unborn daughter on the way, I plan on naming her Indonesia Brown.
Wow, that was racist. Fuck. By the way, super racist. With that being said, I think it's time to wrap up the podcast. So damn, I gotta stay on, bro.
Yeah, you be on it. You be on it for a while. But with that being said, everybody, thank you for listening. Make sure to check us out, weekly podcast. Sometimes it'll be Mondays, all depends. We're busy people. This isn't what we do as a full-time job.
Like week and a half.
Week and a half, week and a half. Within that time frame, right? We try to pump these out as quickly as possible and within our time frame, but make sure you can listen to us on your podcast services of choice or watch us on YouTube so you can see this man's shenanigans while it's happening live. Well, not really live, but in HD, as I want to say. But
on the big screen.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Leave us reviews on any of your podcast services. Make it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, etc. And there are ways to support the podcast if you guys decide to, other than just liking and subscribing. There are merch on the description below if you're on the YouTube video, and we'll find if you head over to thegamingcorner.org. If you're listening to it on a podcast service, from there you'll be able to head over to the merch and pick up some items, and that'll be a way to support the podcast. Any last remarks, Todd?
Of course. I want to give my weekly tip for your mental health out there. I want to let you guys know, the way I'm feeling this week, and kind of hope you guys get something from that is you're good enough. No matter what anyone tells you, the mistakes you make in life, big or small, you're good enough. You may not succeed the first time. You may fail tens of thousands of times. Sometimes you have to learn a lesson from the mistakes you make. Sometimes you're just not ready to be the person that life needs you to be, or someone else needs you to be, or what the task needs you to be. But just know that you are good enough. You will be good enough, and just keep trying. Because if you don't try, you've already lost the battle. So keep that in mind. I hope that makes sense. And I want to lead that into saying congratulations to Kenny. He won a contest this week where he got an endorsement deal.
I did not win the contest. You're ahead of yourself, right? I made the top 1,000, right?
Okay, right.
I made the top 1,000, and as I say, I will say that I'm extremely excited and proud that I was able to do that. They did drop the list for the top 250. Didn't make that list, right? But when you look at the grand scheme of things, as we've talked in the past, I haven't been streaming lately, and the main content that we have had in the last month and a half has been the podcast and the podcast short and the shorts, right, for the YouTube channel. The fact that off of just that and some blogs from the website, I was able to crack top 1,000 compared to people who are streaming on a daily basis. They had over like 3,000 applicants, so I was able to overcome 2,000 other people that are actually streaming on a daily basis sometimes, right? And with minimal content, which was just a sign that even though we're not putting out too much, the quality is there. We got some good stuff for people to listen to, watch. So we keep the momentum going, keep having these podcasts, and we'll be back the following week with some good topics, right?
Yes, we will. Again, that's top 1,000, top whatever. That's still good to me. So congratulations, Bobo. But yeah, man, we'll definitely be back next week. Again, we will be more prepared as these episodes come up. It was a busy week, but we will be back on it a lot better and more prepared next week. And I'm excited for this. I love this. And keep an eye out for the TikToks and things we might have coming up, little secrets, little tidbits. But again, thank you for everyone to support us. Jokes aside, whatever views you give us, whatever support, Kenny, I appreciate all the work you do on this podcast, and keep it going, my guy.
And I appreciate you, Ty.
So next week,
we will see you guys on the next one.
Remember, break it down. Boom, 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 boom. Sucker, Generation X.
All right, that was all, guys.